Hello, welcome. Happy Monday. Happy end of Mercury retrograde. I was saying it station direct this morning. We still have the post shadow period. So there's a little bit of leftover energy going through most of the month of April, but otherwise, hopefully there will be much more clarity in our communication, technology, travel, etc. We will be using the Moonology Manifestation Oracle cards. Haven't used these in a few weeks. I have pulled 2 cards today for our 2 collective readings. I always give people an opportunity to use their intuitive abilities because we're all psychic. And you can just see if there's any energy that you're getting off of these cards. So this is card number 1. What you're looking for is anything activated in your body. So it could be tingling, it could be a gut feeling. You could hear sound, like literally. You could see a vision of something. So you're trying to decipher whether you will relate more to the first collective reading or the second one. And you can just let me know in the chat which card you're feeling more drawn to, number 1 or number 2, or if it's a combination of both. All right, so we have, oh, interesting. We have lots of people saying card number 1. Usually we have a swell of people saying card number 2. Are the tides turning this week? So what I'm getting is, it's interesting. I'm seeing a visual for what feels like something that's very transitional, but it's fading away. So I forget it, I do know that last week, the collective readings were talking about a lot of self-care and restorative practices, which was very nice. So hopefully y'all participated in some of that last week. But what I'm seeing here is the visual of a transition, but then the transition is dissipating. So it feels like we're like actually approaching the new chapter. How exciting. So we're at the tail end of the transition energy. It feels like some chapters are being closed or some pages are being turned to start that new chapter. And I keep seeing a lot of, it's like there's stars, like things being flagged is not the right word, but like being highlighted, like emphasized, like pay attention to this. It's like an asterisk. So pay attention to this, pay attention to this. And it feels like there's like, I keep seeing 3, maybe 4, depending on the person. But over the next week that there's not necessarily surprises, but there's a few different things that are popping up that are either giving you a sense of inspiration. So maybe one of the stars is something that inspires you, something that I keep getting that it's like motivates you. So sometimes when you have something that's inspiring you, it's inspiring you, like it's calling you to do something. But it feels like star number 1 is inspiring you as in like it's lighting you up, like it's making you feel excited and expansive, versus there's something else that makes you feel motivated, like driven, and you actually want to take forward movement on it to accomplish, to achieve. And then the 3rd star, I just got tranquil. So it's something, is it more self-care or is it something else? Yes and no. Okay, so something's inspiring us, something is motivating us, and something is bringing us a sense of peace. That's how that feels to me. Okay. So it does make sense to me that we have, it's like a newness. There's a newness to this energy. So it's different elements, it's different people, it's different circumstances, it's different opportunities that are presenting themselves this week. And each of them can carry different energy. And I'm being reminded that for some people, there's a fourth star that's kind of tiny. And what's the fourth one? Inspired, motivated, tranquil. Getting confounded. Like, as it's not that it's confusing you necessarily, but it's like it's a thinker. It's making you feel a little bit puzzled because it's the beginnings. Like this star is small and it's still growing, so it's not at its full peak and potential. So I think it's because for those people who maybe encounter this fourth star this week, it's really just the glimmer of an approaching star, and you'll be able to understand it a little bit more and what this is actually offering for you in a few weeks. Feels like it's in like 2 to 3 weeks. It will start making more sense. Doesn't feel like it falls in one of those three buckets that I mentioned, but it will become something later that contextually makes more sense to you. First quarter moon in Aries. Step into your power. Now, Aries, as the first sign of the zodiac, makes a lot of sense where we're talking about really beginning a new chapter. We're transitioning out of a transitional period and we are starting something that is new. We have opportunities that are cropping up that make us feel inspired, make us feel motivated. Aries is Mars ruled, and often Mars is associated with your drive, your motivation. So that makes sense as well. And then we have something that can make you feel tranquil. Aries is not always the most tranquil sign. It's good if it has a little balance. With every energy, we want a counter energy, so we're not going too much on the extreme. The new moon is we are starting. We're officially starting. It's the new chapter. And the first quarter is like, how's this going? How's the new beginning going? So it makes sense that we have picking up on a little bit of the transitional energy because it's like, hey, like what's going on? Like what's coming up for us? Like what's working, what's not working? So what I'm seeing is those stars again at the beginning, but everyone's putting on, it's almost like an eclipse where people are putting on like the special eclipse glasses, but to look at the stars and they become shooting stars. So again, we're really focusing on the main three. If you're someone who has that fourth star, it's still kind of approaching, so it's not in this group. So we're seeing the three main stars, inspiration, motivation, tranquility. They are starting to cascade across the sky. I'm getting a combination of like feeling connected to nature, feeling connected to the collective energy. And then it's also like make a wish, make a wish. Like it's harnessing it. It really is a big manifestation energy. It's like how can we work with this? We have these opportunities that are presented to us. Maybe they're things that we've been trying to manifest. And how do we tap into that to actually get where we're trying to go with our next chapter, our new beginning? And Aries season is a great time to start new things. I'm just getting immediately like a cold bucket of water. It feels like we just had Aries fire energy, and the second reading is like we're putting the fire out. But the cold bucket of water, like normally that's associated with like a big reality check. Like a heavy dose of perspective. It's like snap out of it. It's like this stuff isn't working. You know it's not working. Like let's go. We're still capturing a bit of we're trying to start something new. So stop this thing that is happening and that you're doing or that you're engaging in and like let's move on. And it actually does feel like it's refreshing. So initially it's like, oh my gosh, I'm shivering. This water is really cold. It is a shock to my system. But then once you kind of settle a little bit, you realize, oh, actually, like I was overheating. So this actually feels nice and I needed this. All right, let's see if there's anything else before flipping the card over. I'm getting something about the time period of how this is transpiring. So the reality check can happen, or that feeling can happen and last for the first 3 to 4 days. So we're at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe into Thursday, depending on your time zone. We're having the experience for the first chunk of the week of, hey, that thing that you were doing, we want to transition out of that. We want to get out of that. And it's really digesting it, adjusting to the stark, sudden change in temperature, and then realizing, okay, like, let's go. So it's still very active and forward movement energy. And this is carrying a bit of the inspired action energy that we had from the first reading as well. So this feels like motivated. So I'm seeing like you're sitting there, you had the water dumped on you, and you got the towel around your neck, and you're kind of like, maybe a little bit pouty because you're like, oh, I got splashed with a bunch of cold water. And then you're like, oh, you know what? Like, I feel better. Like, you're patting yourself off, you're drying, and then you're like, okay, like, gonna go get a change of clothes, and then like, let's go, like, let's do the thing. So it's not that whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, that you have enough days to do it. It's more about the starting. So same thing with the first reading. It was like, okay, we have the opportunities that are presented to us that are giving us some sort of a shift in energy or different avenues to go down, but we're not seeing the full expression of them. Wow, honestly, this is hilarious, okay? Sometimes I do these readings. Okay, most of the time I do these readings and I end up just laughing at the cards because I'm just like, how is this possible? Like this, so it's like in so many levels, so perfect. All right, card number 2, also first quarter. Hence why we're picking up on some of the same energy. We're having an overlap here, but they're veering in different directions. First quarter moon in Scorpio, also Mars ruled, but a water sign. Release your blocks. So this is why I think this is so perfect with what I was just talking about. We're getting a reality check. Hey, cut it out. Stop doing that thing. Because whatever those actions are, those beliefs, those choices, those are the blocks. We're getting Scorpio, water sign, truth seeker, harsh reality check of a cold water upon us saying, no, stop that. Enough of that. We have to move forward. And as I mentioned before, we still have that first quarter moon energy as well. So for both of these, everyone is picking up on that energy. We're doing a little bit of a reflection. We're saying, okay, how are things going? I'm trying to get to a new beginning. Is that working out? And Scorpio is saying, no, because you have blocks. Get rid of them. And Aries is saying, we need to act, we need to pursue, we need to embrace our power in these different forms through choice, through decision. Reading number 1, that was the 3 or 4 stars in the sky. The 3 stars for everybody represent number 1, inspiration. So what's lighting you up? What's exciting you? Star number 2, motivation. What is driving you? What's making you want to get up, go, and do something? And then the 3rd star is tranquility. What's something that is bringing you peace? So this week, encountering those 3 stars through people, through opportunities, through ideas, through events that are transpiring. Some people have a bonus fourth little star, and that star is still coming our way. It is not fully formed. It's not fully illuminated. So you may experience something this week that is kind of throwing you off. You don't really know where to place it. You don't know how to categorize what this thing is. Does it fit in one of those buckets, or is it something different? And if you run into this week, then the reminder is in another 2 to 3 weeks, it'll make more sense. Our card for the first reading is First Quarter Moon in Aries, Step into Your Power. So it's all about action. It's about what are your decisions? How are you going to move forward? We are entering into a new chapter. We're seeing these 3 stars move across the sky, and we're saying, how can I harness this energy? How can I harness these energy of new beginnings that are presented to me? Step into my own power, make a wish, and take some action so that I can manifest that future that I want for myself. Reading number 2. This was the bucket of water getting dumped on us. It is a harsh reality check. Hey, what you are doing is not working. Stop that. Because we're supposed to be starting a new chapter. And what is happening is not working. So over the next 3 to 4 days, so that's today, Monday, through either Wednesday or Thursday, depending on your time zone, you're adjusting. You experience that reality check happen. Your temperature goes down. You're realizing, okay, wait, actually I was overheating. I wasn't operating optimally. You know what? I probably should do something a little bit differently. And you decide, okay, gonna towel dry off, gonna go change your soaking wet clothes. And now it's time to adjust. And the card for the second reading was First Quarter Moon in Scorpio. Release your blocks. So to tie these two together, we have 2 Mars-ruled signs. So Scorpio is ruled by Mars in traditional astrology. And they're both action-oriented. So we're trying to do something. We are making a change. We are making a difference because both of these, first quarter, we have a new beginning that's in progress. And we are being asked to assess, how is that going? What are new steps we need to take? How can we follow the energy? How can we pursue and align with the opportunities that are being presented to us? And alternatively, how can we cut the crap? How can we really end those old chapters? How can we release those blocks, the things that are holding us back from moving forward into the new chapter? Jamie, this is interesting. I felt card 1 in the front of my body and card 2 in the back. I'm very ready to transition out of this transition. Yeah, the first thing I thought of when you said that is this idea of energy cords. I don't know if people are familiar with this. So when we are energetically connected to something, most of the time we cord to other people. If you are connecting in the front, you're aware of it. You're choosing that. It makes a lot of sense for the first card because it's Aries. So we're like something that we were moving towards. Versus in the back, it's like people courting into you. Maybe they're taking advantage of you. It's not really a mutually beneficial relationship. And that's the second card that's in the back that we're being asked to release. So I think that's kind of interesting that that popped up. So if anybody relates or if that helps to contextualize a little bit, and you may find that you connect just to reading number 1 this week, just to reading number 2, but there was also priming here that they could very, very easily overlap because there is an intersection. Both Mars rolled, both first quarter. One might argue you can step into your power by releasing your blocks.